Bum, bum, bada, bum, bum, bada, bum, bum, bada, bum, bum. Tonight, 6 p.m. with Uncle Tezz. How you going? First up, just want to talk about the misinformation out there with percentages of deaths worldwide. I'm going worldwide. I'm going big here. And this is my opinion as well. Don't take it as bloody well medical gospel, even though I do look like a trained medical professional. There's 1 million cases, just over, and there's been 51 deaths, just slightly over that, and just slightly over 208,000 recovered. Now they're talking about a death toll of around between 3 and 5% worldwide, which takes the 50,000 against the 100,000 infected. Now, I'm doing the math on the actual outcomes of this virus, which means you can only compare the deaths to the recovered, which actually brings us up to around 20%. Now, I'm not saying that it's actually 20% of people will die, but I think you just need to be aware of the comparisons with these numbers and how seriously we're actually taking it. Because if it does turn out that ratio stays the same for the rest of the people infected, now I know a lot of them are mild cases, etc., blah, blah, blah. Just be aware of that, people. There's more to think about here than meets the eye. Excuse me for a second. Ooh, cracking. That's if you're wondering what that is, that's a Rete Grand Clase Extra Anejo. Bloody beautiful. Next up, we've got a couple of girls arrived in Byron yesterday on the last greyhound that's coming into town. And they said, "We're not worried in the interview. We're just going to chill out in Byron and see what happens." Now, they came up on a bus from Bondi. They stopped at bloody Coffs Harbour, Port Macquarie. You bloody name it, they bloody stopped there. Why are we even letting them in the town anymore? If they're stopping everywhere and then they're saying they're not fucking worried, they can fuck off. Their nationality? Finnish. Well, I say they finish their holiday and catch you later. Next up, we've got bloke in Toowoomba. Mate, this is a heartfelt story, and I feel for this bloke. Fucking much love to him. His dad died today or yesterday, I'm not exactly sure. His mum found out the same day that she's positive. Now, she has to go for 2 weeks isolation, so they can't even have the funeral for a mother to attend her husband's funeral. Now, if that doesn't say to you, we need to take it seriously, because if you put yourself in this bloke's shoes, both his parents, one's dead, one's sick. You know, if that doesn't make you reconsider spreading this infection, whether you know you are or not, because half the time you bloody spreading it without even bloody well knowing it, and it's bloody wrong. So pull your heads in, because I feel for this bloke, I really bloody do, and I don't want to see it happen to myself or any of my friends or anyone else for that matter. I don't want to hear about it. It's a bloody sad story. Brought a fucking tear to the eye, it did. There's the real estate agents calling people to fucking use super to pay rent. How about you fucking ask the landlords first if they'll fucking consider reducers and that sort of thing? Let's not fucking tell people to call upon their super. We're all doing it tough. Look, maybe it's the case that it needs to happen sometimes, but, you know, the fact that it's national news and they're talking about finding these real estate agents means it's not a fucking one-off case, so pull your fucking heads in. Anthony Albanese, you know, we all know who he is. He's the other dickhead. He said that there's 1,000 nurses backpacking in Australia currently, and they are offering and wanting to help our health system on their working visas. And I say, if they've been in isolation and they're healthy and they're trained and know what the fuck they're doing, then let them bloody help. Don't keep them out there picking fucking blueberries, getting infected with other backpackers. Clean them up, get them in the hospital, and let's bloody help each other. That's Uncle Tezz. That's 6 p.m. See you tomorrow. Get some fucking tequila in your guts. Woo!